Record. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Grace. My name is Reverend Carolyn McGee, and I am here with my partner, Reverend Don Simpson, to bring a little bit of light and love and truth into your lives on this beautiful Sunday morning. So we are going to be talking about bringing the truth into your life and understanding what that is, but using your ancestors as a backdrop for that. So good morning, Dawn.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. We always love having you.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So as usual, just drop into your bodies. Put your feet on the ground and gently close your eyes. We're going to be doing a deeper meditation later on this morning. So I just want to gather the energy of our circle. So just take in 3 deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine all of us who are here live, all of us who are intended to be here, all of us who will be watching at a later point in time, all of us joining hands, creating our circle, our energetic circle. Because we are all energy and time is infinite. It doesn't matter when or where. It just matters that we know and acknowledge the energy is connected. Just breathe that knowledge in to your body. And now I want you to imagine all of your ancestors standing behind you in this circle. It's an infinite circle. And just acknowledge that they're there, that they literally have your back. And breathe in that love and awareness. That spark of divinity that lives behind you. Beautiful. Now allowing that image to float away, bring your awareness back to this time in this space. And let's chat about ancestral energy and what it is.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. So ancestral energy happens to be one of the areas that I am very experienced with. So I'm going to be leading the majority of this conversation, and Dawn is going to jump in. And then I'm going to take us on a little journey about midway through our session this morning. So ancestral energy is, everybody knows that we've got genetics. We have energy that comes together at our conception from our mother and our father to create us, to allow us to come into this human experience. And so there's that human piece of it, our body piece of it, our DNA, as well as that soul spark, which is individual, that comes in, it's our unique soul. We have a contract for our learning and for our growth. And that soul chooses to come into this earth existence in these families. Now, what I find so fascinating is that the families that we choose, the ancestral lineages that we choose, may or may not be the same in each lifetime that we come in. So as we reincarnate, as we come back into our physical bodies, our souls are bringing the energy from all of these different ancestors, all of these different families, which each have their own unique set of patterns. Now, we choose these patterns to help us grow on Earth. And we can either collapse into them, which everybody does. It's part of being human. Or we can learn the lessons and release what we came here to learn, allow our souls to ascend. And one of the beautiful things about ancestral energy is that as we clear it for us, as we release those patterns, we are clearing it for our children and our children's children. So anybody born into the family in the future will not have that energy attached to them. We are also clearing it for our ancestors, allowing their progress on the other side to move clearer and faster because they're not carrying that energy anymore either. How cool is that?
That is, I love that that opportunity is available to all of us because, as you know, we all have patterns, that some that we're proud to have and some that we're really not proud to have, right? And so, speaking to that, it's wonderful that we have that opportunity to release and let those go, not only for ourselves to enrich our lives and our time here on earth, but to take, and I guess lack for a better word at this point, is the burden off of not only ourselves but for our children and our children's children, and so on, and to kind of, it's kind of an erase, right? We're kind of erasing it like it never happened. And so, that our family going forward does not have to experience, some of the things that we experienced and our ancestors experienced. So that's a beautiful thing.
It is. There's so much power in that. And you see too that, for example, I'll give you guys one because I want you to be thinking about a family pattern that you would like to let go of, because we are going to be doing a clearing ceremony in just a little bit. So I want you to be thinking about what family dynamic, what pattern, what energies thing. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be both, because of course they're always related, that you want to let go of. The one I am going to share with you guys is in my mother's family. So my mother's ancestral family, there is a history of heart problems. Now they show up in all different ways. It's usually not heart attacks, but there's tachycardia. There's that fast heart rhythm. There's heart blocks. There's I don't even know all of them, but they're just there. They're out of my mom's 4 siblings, I think 5 siblings. So there's a total of 6 of them. 4 of them have heart problems. So it's pervasive. And the other ones have a hard time opening up their heart. So it's there. It's a thing. I was born with a heart condition. So, me just being in my mother's body, I brought that in, that energy from the family in. And as I have done more and more work, and if you don't know, heart is your will center. So my family's dynamic is pushing, is making things happen, is being stoic and just kind of struggling through. So it's that very heavy energy. It's not light, it's not joyful. Yes, there's a lot of love and there's a lot of collaboration and there's a lot of community in my family. It's a beautiful, loving family, but there's also that underlying energy of struggle, and that weighs on our hearts. So to be able to really move forward joyfully and break the pattern so that my kids don't develop this, I have done a lot of clearing work on the struggle energy, on the make it happen energy, that willpower energy. And I feel it release. I can see it in my mother. My mother is 91. I can see her struggle releasing a little bit. Now she's still a human. She gets her choices. But it is releasing a little bit. And I see my children allowing more instead of pushing to make things happen. It's just so amazing to be able to experience that. And how about you, Dawn? Do you have a family pattern that you see?
It's funny because it shows up in my family as alcoholism, and there's a lot of family members that have dealt with it, and I have lost as a result. So, but we look at, yes, we look at the addiction itself, but it's the addiction that they're using as a coping mechanism. So it's what they're trying to hide from, heal from, not deal with, however perspective you want to have on it. But it's about and prior to this call, Carolyn, we were discussing that, and one of the things we looked at was Louise Hay. Carolyn, you looked up what Louise Hay had said about it, and what Louise Hay has talked about with addictions was fear, how to love yourself, and running from yourself. And having that information, when I look at my family and the addictions, it makes perfect sense. And it is their choice, their coping mechanism, and how to deal with fear, and how they don't love themselves, and how they're running from themselves. Because you think about it, everywhere you go, there you are. And so, when you are putting yourself in an altered state, you you're not completely there. You're kind of you're kind of numbed down. You're not fully there. You're not fully yourself. And so it feels a little better. It feels, I guess, a little more comfortable being yourself, because you don't have to feel what you really don't want to feel.
Yep.
So it kind of makes it feel a little better being in your body. And even if it's for a little while, or however the degree of addiction is. But that's what is prevalent in my family. And again, knowing why why the addiction is there, and what the root cause could be, is very helpful. And then so when you get that information, and we're giving you examples of what we're finding in our families, and we invite you to also do the same, and maybe discover what the root cause could be of some of the physical issues, if they're physical issues. There's research, there's books, there's internet, that we can look at to see what the root problem of some causes could be. There's lots of books out there that beautifully describe what physical condition could be an emotional condition of. And so when you get a little bit of an understanding of both of those things, it can help put you on the path to doing this ancestral healing, and creating a better, more peaceful environment and life for yourself, and again for the lives of your offsprings.
Yeah, and then we're helping our ancestors too. I think that's the thing that's so incredibly powerful. And yeah, there's so many great resources out there to understand what the energetic component is for everything. Yeah, and one of the things with there's also some alcohol issues in my dad's family. So we all inherit from both sides, right? And for me, I noticed that the people who had the addiction issues seemed to be the most sensitive people. Like, I believe they were all empaths. They all had, a higher level of perception. And it was trying to block off all. So instead of the grounding tools that we have all learned, and that, we have here through Divine Order of the Sacred Rose and angels teach, they shut off all of their receiving and their abilities by numbing themselves. So there's all these different possibilities of why these things are happening, and just tap into your own knowledge and your own awareness to see, what do you think the underlying root emotional cause is? Because that's really what we're going to focus on. Would you say that fits in your family too, if you think about the people who have had challenges?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know that there'll be situations where maybe you're not close with your family members, so you may not know what some of the patterns are, or you might be adopted, so you might not know what some of the patterns are. But certainly you could do some work with your divine team, and ask that they assist you with that, and ask that they help you with clearing things that you want to clear in your own life, and forward and backward.
Absolutely. And another energy that a lot of people's families have struggled with is money. Money is an energy, and that's an easy one to start with. Clearing up, and you don't even need to know the why money might be a little bit more difficult. But if If there's a pattern of money, like it comes in and it goes out, it never stays around, or it never builds in your bank account. Okay, so that's a family pattern. Typically, if the money, if there's never enough, you're always in that just a little bit short struggle energy, running up a little bit of debt. That's another energy that comes in. And then there's other people who, money is easy. So yay them. That's their family pattern where they've done that, but it may come at a cost. There may be an energetic tie associated with accumulating that wealth. Some kind of I'm seeing the word bondage. I don't know exactly how that fits in here, but okay. So, there's some kind of a requirement to get the money. So that's a family pattern too. And then I know that there's people that it's just an easy energy. So, but there's all these dynamics. So, kind of looking at that, and this process that I'm going to take you guys through, you can do over and over again with each different type of energy that you want to remove. It's just a beautiful little ceremony to connect in with your ancestors and to release that energy. So, are you ready, Dawn?
Yes, I am so ready.
All righty. So I invite you to, as long as it's safe, or go back and listen to this recording later on, but don't actually close your eyes. Put your feet on the ground and have your back as upright as possible. Really want you to be connected, kind of straight line to Mother Earth and Father Sky. And just gently close your eyes. And let's do those 3 breaths again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel your body just start to soften a little bit and relax. And I invite you to bring a flame into your third eye, just a white flame. And we're going to allow that flame to move down your spinal column, all your chakras, all the way down so that it's nestled in your hips. And now with your next breath, release that flame out of your body and allow it to start its journey down to the center of the earth. Just see your own personal flame moving past rocks and water and minerals, all the way down to the center of the earth. And now see that flame plug into that molten lava center, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And see it gather all that beautiful red, orange, and yellow energy, nourished by the love and creativity and grounded energy of Mother Earth. And now with your next breath, bring that fully infused flame all the way back through the layers of the earth, knowing that you are helping to heal Mother Earth herself by bringing this energy forth. And bring that flame right back into your physical body and see it nestled at your root chakra. And just take another breath and allow that flame to move up through your body, going through your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and into your heart. And release that red, orange, and yellow energy into your heart. And see your flame move on, going past your throat, your third eye, out your crown, and into your own personal star, your 14th chakra, your Rishi self, Father Sky, the Divine Masculine, shining as bright as 10,000 suns, light beyond imagination. But as your own personal flame plugs in, you see it start to glow and take on that brilliant platinum white light. Now bringing that Father Sky energy back into your crown, past your third eye, past your throat, and into your heart. And see Mother Earth, the divine feminine, Father Sky, the divine masculine, coming together in joy. A brilliant explosion of light, love, clearing, releasing, and possibilities. Expanding out of your body, clearing your physical body, clearing your emotional body, your energetic body, your spiritual body, your moral body, clearing everything out of all of our energetic systems. And just breathe in that clarity, that clearness for a moment. And now with your next breath, pull all that energy back into your body so that it is a column of light extending from your heart up into Father Sky, that star, and from your heart down to the center of the earth, Mother Earth. And just breathe in that connection, that light source, that constant flow of energy that is always available to you. And now bring that energy back into your heart so that there's a beautiful white ball of light in your heart. And just feel the joy. Beautiful. And now I'm going to invite you to invite your mother, whether she is in spirit or still alive, but invite her energy, her soul, to stand behind your left shoulder. If there's a, knowing that you are fully safe, that this is your mother's highest self, if there's any 3D issues. She's not going to touch you. She's just going to stand behind you on your left side. And now behind your mother, see her mother, your grandmother. And if you're adopted or if you don't know your physical family, just allow them to fill in because they know who you are. And now allow your mother's mother, and then her mother, and then her mother, and then her mother, going back to the beginning of time, to the first creation, the first incarnation of this ancestral line, this biological line. And just see it start to build upon itself, each mother behind the child, etc., going back to the beginning of time. And now as that creates itself, see your father standing behind your right shoulder. And again, if there's any issues, you know you are safe. This is just the energy and highest self of your father, here to do work with us today. And now see his father behind him and his father behind him, building a line of fathers and sons, going back to the beginning of time, behind your right shoulder. Now I invite you to look down in your hands and notice in your hands, you cup them as if you're holding a little bit, you're trying to get water in your hands. And you notice that there's an energy in there. And you don't quite know what the energy is, or maybe you do, but you notice it's really heavy, it's dark, it doesn't feel good. You know, in my case, it's the energy of willpower. It's the energy of struggle that I want to heal in all dimensions. But whatever it is for you personally that you want to heal, just see it in your hands. And you notice it becomes a very dense ball. It's tangible. It's something that you have been carrying in your physical body and your energetic body since you were born. Maybe even before you were born, it might have been part of who you were when you were in your mother's womb. But just see that energy and allow it to become very heavy and dense and tangible. You want to really be able to experience it. And yes, it may feel a little bit unpleasant to hold it in your hands, but trust and have faith that this is all for your highest good. And now as you hold that energy in your hands, thank it. Because we have had lessons from this energy. They may not have been pleasant, but just thank it, bless it. And then tell it it's time for it to go back to source. And then allow that ball to start to lift a little bit out of your hands. And now you may notice that the ball splits. It may not split evenly, but maybe a part of this energy is from your father's side and a part is from your mom's. And if that's the case, let it divide the way source needs it to. It may be 100% on either your mother or your father's side, and that's okay too. Whatever it is, I want you to turn around towards your parents and hand that ball to them. If it's 100% for either your mother or your father, completely hand that ball of light to your mother or your father. If it's split, hand part of it to your mother and part of it to your father. And completely release it. Now, we all as humans have attachments to certain ways of being. I invite you in this moment to completely release the ball of energy. Allow 100% of it to go to your parents in whatever manner is appropriate. And now see your mother or your father holding that energy. And I invite your mother or your father to think about their experiences and what they learned from this energy. And if they're struggling a little bit with accepting it from them, we're going to call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to support you in releasing this energy and giving it back to your ancestors. Beautiful. And now ask your mother and father to release the energy, because it's not really theirs. It came from their mother. It came from their father. And have them turn around and hand it back to their mother or their father. So now see your grandparents holding this energy and having them realize that it was never really theirs either. That it came from their mother or their father, and that it influenced their lives. But it's not theirs to hold on to. And now see them turn around and give it to their mother or their father. And they now hold that energy and they bless it. And they thank it for the gifts that they learned. And they turn around and they hand it to their mother or their father. And just see this energy of holding on to this energy that has challenged your family for generations after generations. That each generation is understanding the gift of that energy, blessing it and releasing it, and turning around and giving it to their mother or their father. And now it takes a life of their own. And the people behind the early generations, they're getting excited because they're seeing the energy change in the people that are closest to you, the lightness that is coming into their energetic bodies. And the process goes quicker and quicker. Each generation, each mother, each father holding this energy for just a brief few seconds, blessing it, releasing it, and turning around and handing it to the mother or the father. And now you see this energy moving back and back and back and back, generation after generation, time after time, moving back to the very first incarnation of this biological line. And when it reaches that person, you see them hold it with wonder and awe, because they can see the entire line, how each person changed, how each person responded a little bit different. Some may have struggled a little bit with it, but each accepted it and let it go and handed it back. So when you get to that very first mother and that very first father, see them hold that energy in their hands. And then with the support of our Archangels Michael and Archangel Raphael, I'm also going to pull in Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Uriel. See that very first mother and that very first father throw that energy up into the air. Just like they're throwing a ball, straight up into the air. And as it goes up into the air with the support of our archangels, the support of God, our guides, it explodes into this beautiful white and golden light, just like a firework. It's so gorgeous, converting that energy that has been in our ancestral lines for generation after generation into its truest essence of golden light, white light, the light of God, the divinity that is in all of us. So beautiful, so powerful, so releasing. And now feel how that first ancestor just feels so light. And all the way down through your ancestors to you. Feel the joy, the connection, the love, the acceptance. Everybody's just so open. Feel it, experience it. And I invite you to put your hands over your heart and just lock in that love, that support, that knowingness. Now thank your ancestors and thank the archangels for being here to support us, allowing them to fade away. And now see all of your ancestors, all of your mothers, 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 and your fathers, 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 just start to fade away. Brighter bits of light going back out into the universe. And as your own mother and your own father fade away, hear their gratitude to you for being strong enough and brave enough to do this work. And as you do that, notice in front of you your children, and if you have them, or maybe it's children to come, and grandchildren to come, etc. And you see that that energy is gone. The cord that went through your body into them, that energy of whatever it was that was making your life a little bit more difficult than it needed to be, it's gone, it's disappeared. Ah, beautiful. And now, just be quite grateful for that too. Be grateful for yourself for being so brave to do this work. There you go. Now take 3 more deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, starting to bring your awareness back to this time in this space. Moving your body a little bit, wiggling your toes, shrugging your shoulders, and then open your eyes and come back. Beautiful. So Dawn, we've got a few minutes left before our recording is gonna end. So do you have a couple comments? And then we need to do our tenets to close.
Yes, we do. That was amazing. That was beautiful. You really did such a beautiful job in taking us away and being with our ancestors and working with them and kind of helping each other out. And I literally felt the shift. I felt stuff in my body, like it was tangible. I could really experience something. Um, and so I'm hoping that you all get to experience something in your body and in your energy, and that you feel some kind of shift. And it might not be a tangible shift, but just know that you're doing the work. You're not doing the work and going through the motions for nothing. Something will shift. You may not feel it, but maybe somebody else in your family will feel the shift. Because like you said, Carolyn, you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for your whole family. So somebody somewhere in the line will experience a shift and a clearing and a cleansing. So allow the cleansing to go through yourself and your family, and just and be with that new energetic shift. Thank you so much, Carolyn. That was amazing.
Are welcome. So wherever you are watching this, if you're watching it on YouTube or if you're watching it on our Facebook page, give us a comment. Let us know what your experience was. How did this impact you? And let us know. Let us know what the energy is. And if you see a shift in your immediate family, we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you in general, but I'm very curious to see how this is going to support you. So Dawn, do you want to start with our tenets? Thank you all for being with us today.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay. I open my heart with deep gratitude and intend today to master my spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical bodies. I am dedicated to my spiritual practice. I surrender to my soul's purpose through sacred prayer. I own my guidance.
I live in partnership with my angels. I serve with a loving heart. I am compassionate in every moment.
I trust it's all good. I allow immediate forgiveness. I honor my truth.
I listen to the spiritual messages within my physical body. I express myself creatively. I am one with Mother Earth. And so it is.
It is.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you. And please invite your friends to join us either on our YouTube channel so that you get notifications. We are here, somebody from Divine Order of the Sacred Rose is here every Sunday at 10 a.m.
We look forward to connecting with you in some way, and do share us with your friends and whoever you feel will be guided and helped from what we share. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank all of you.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.